Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 3, Episode 15, which is the reunion, Part 1. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So before we get into the reunion, I should just say that the first part of this reunion was really a big flop, if you ask me. It wasn't very interesting. I don't understand why they have 2 parts, and all I can say is that they better not have 3 parts. I mean, did anybody notice that they brought the friends of out so soon? When usually you don't get the friends of until the very end of the first part or the second part. This just goes to show you that they have nothing. But anyway, before we get into this flop of a first part reunion, let's just talk about some housewife news. Okay, so we know that Robin and Juan got remarried, and everybody thinks that this is fraud. Everyone thinks it's fraud. Robin and Juan have zero chemistry. I'm telling you, in my mind, I feel that Robin and Juan will be divorced as soon as those children go off to college. I don't think that Juan really wants to be with Robin. Now he's got all of this stuff going on with his college and how allegedly one of his team members was going through some sort of situation, and they went to Juan and expressed to them that they were being assaulted, by another assistant coach, and Juan allegedly did nothing. That is sickening to me, to think that that could possibly be true, that this teenager, 20-something college student playing college ball, trying to make it to the NBA, would be harassed this way and come to their coach and say, hey, X, Y, and Z is harassing me, and for them to just ignore the situation. That to me is absolutely deplorable, and it sounds to me that if any of this is true, that Mr. Dixon will be in need of a job. So this may not have been the best time for Robin to marry Juan. And to me, it just seems as if she and Juan rushed out to get married for storyline purposes, and so that they didn't have to show up at the reunion and still not be married. That's just my opinion. I could be absolutely wrong. But anyway, honey, another blogger has been posting about Juan and Robin. So just take a listen.
I was just reached out to by someone who allegedly dated Juan during the end of COVID for over a year. Let's talk about it. So this user, who will stay anonymous, reached out to me and basically let me know that she dated Juan for over a year during COVID. She sent me a screenshot of where she tagged her location just so that I knew that she was telling the truth. She did mention that Robin does know, but asked her to not make it public, obviously. She also shared the very last text message that he sent her, which was on January 26th of 2022. So just almost a year ago at this point. She did not respond, but she explains why she stopped talking to him. She also shared a hotel invoice, which I have taken out a lot of the personal information because it did have Juan's personal info. So I've taken that out, but everything else on here is pretty much a normal invoice. This is a real hotel in Maryland, and I believe she was going to send this to producers, but I think she just didn't want to get caught in the crossfire because obviously Robin knows about this and didn't want her to make it public. But it appears Juan allegedly was doing some weird things. Here's a close-up of the invoice. You can see Juan Dixon's name is on it. She also claimed that the reason why she stopped messing around with him was because he likes to, I guess, meet girls and, I guess, have his way with them, but then pass them off to his friends, which kind of sounds like ST to me a little bit. It's giving that vibe. She also said that one of the friends, who she did send me who this person was, came to her hotel room door when they, I guess, were going to take her back to the airport to fly back. And she says that the friend exposed himself and said that she needed to, fill in the blank. So that scared her, that turned her off. And so she went back home and she stopped all communication with him. But this is crazy. I'm still digging up some stuff, but I wanted to throw this out there because it does seem like things don't look as they appear on TV, at least from what people are telling me. And this specific person didn't really seem to care if she was kept anonymous because she was just tired of, I guess, seeing the fakeness on TV earlier. And I did disclose that the phone number that was shared with me, because she did share the phone number, I obviously can't share it on here, but I did let the people on live know that I verified because I checked and it is attached to that name. So I've blocked out personal information, but it does link to Juan. So the number she sent me in her contact seems allegedly to be Juan's. Here is another thread between her and I. This is not the woman that Karen was referring to in the latest episode. A lot of people were asking that. This is the DMs that she sent me this morning that were at around the beginning of when they started talking and linking up. Again, I blocked out personal information. Pause to read.
Now, honey, listen. I do not know how much of that is true. I don't know if any of it is true. It is all alleged. I don't know these people. But what I will say is this. I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. I don't know if this lady is telling the 100% truth, but something in me says that Juan has had many girlfriends and that he will continue to have many girlfriends. I'm just thinking that this whole situation with Juan and Robin is complete, utter fake. It's phony. It's for the show. That's all I'm saying. Get down in the comments, you guys, and let me know what you think. Now, on to this failed reunion. So the ladies show up. They have the set built like a dilapidated church. The set to me was absolutely gorgeous, but I don't really think that we need to do this dilapidated church thing anymore. I don't want to hear any more about Heather and her Mormon situation. I am completely over it. Ma'am, you left that church a long time ago. You have written this book now. I want you to shut up about it. That's just my opinion. She did let us know in the reunion that the Mormon church is now suing her for the things that she said in her book. I don't know how that lawsuit is going to work out, because don't we all have the right to have freedom of speech? She should be able to say how she feels. She should be able to tell her own damn story without being sued by the church. Now, I'm not saying anything about the Mormon church because I know a few Mormons and they are lovely people, but I still think she should have the right to say what the hell she wants to say about her church experience. Anyway, they pull up to the dilapidated church in a Sprinter van. I said, oh, how nice. We don't give a damn. Get out of that Sprinter van and get on these couches. So we already talked about the fashions, when they first put out what they were wearing. I still think that Dana's dress was horrific. And I still think that the nicest dress was Angie K's and Angie H. They look the absolute best, in my opinion. So they start off talking about Jen and how she pled guilty. And of course, she also didn't show up to the reunion because her legal team didn't think it was a good idea. And I agreed. I thought it's not a good look. I don't think it was even a good look for her to participate in the season. However, I know she needed the money to start paying her restitution, so I can totally understand why she did do the season. Then, of course, they wanted to talk about her pleading guilty, and they were shocked. They couldn't believe it. Whitney brought up the fact that she thought it was weird. She thought that Jen was going to take it all the way because she had been screaming from the rooftops for the last 2 seasons that she was innocent. I knew good and damn well that this woman was going to take a plea. Didn't you? You knew she was going to take a plea, especially when everybody else in the enterprise, that's what we're going to call it, when everyone else in the enterprise decided that they were going to cop a plea. I said, there's no way that she's not going to, especially when you know that the feds have a 98% conviction rate. If anybody came to me and said, hey, girl, you got to go up against the feds, I'm guilty, damn it. Instantly. I did it. I don't even know what you're saying I did, but I'm sure I did. Give me a deal, okay? I'm just saying, don't do anything wrong around me because I'll tell it. They show a little montage of the whole Meredith and Lisa situation, and Andy wants to know, can they ever make up? What is going on with them? And Meredith says that she's not mad at Lisa regarding that childish rant. And of course, Lisa, she's good at making faces and acting appalled and shocked. And I've never, she is such a little damsel in distress. It's always, oh, I'm so delicate. I'm getting tired of Lisa Barlow. Anyway, Meredith says that she is really pissed at Lisa because Lisa blocked her on Instagram and she couldn't see her stories. And then Lisa posted a text message or so of hers out on social media, and that's really what sent her over the edge. And I said, Meredith, are you kidding me? You are really over the edge because she blocked you on Instagram. Y'all are grown. Like, this doesn't make sense. Now, if a 16-year-old was pissed off at her best girlfriend that blocked her on Instagram, I would understand. I really would. You are 16, honey, and you do not realize that there's a whole great world out there. But when you are 48 or 50 something and you are upset because this girl blocked you on the Instagram, no ma'am, no ma'am, this is a bunch of bull. I can't. Then Andy pretty much messed it up and said that Meredith said she couldn't believe at this point in life that Lisa had an SEC situation, and Meredith quickly helped him along with the editors in realizing that his cue cards were wrong. She did not say that. She said she could not find herself at this age doing crowdfunding. It's too much. The SEC needs too much. There's too many loopholes. And of course, Lisa had to keep saying over and over, we have a lot of lawyers. We have a lot of lawyers. Girl, we don't even give a damn. What I also didn't like is that Whitney decided that it was her business to jump in the middle of this. Pipe down, baby girl. And I do mean baby girl. She has that baby voice that irritates the shit out of me. Anyway, moving on. And it's high pitched. It's high pitched baby voice. It drives me crazy. Anyway, she's in the middle of this conversation and she really should just see her way the hell out. In the end of all this, Lisa's upset. She starts that fake ass crying that she does out of nowhere. What hurt her the most is that you brought John into this. You brought my husband into this. I said, girl, if you don't shut the hell up right this minute, you brought Meredith's entire family in it. Her bringing up John Barlow not having a job and following you around like a lap dog is nothing that we weren't aware of. We see him following you around like a lap dog season 1, season 2, season 3. John Barlow doesn't drink a diet soda without permission. I mean, I'm just saying, girl, shut up over there. We also found out that Whitney, in my opinion, is an absolute liar. Okay? She got busted out. They started the whole conversation about the rumors. Did Angie say that Lisa gives blowies for jazz tickets? When Angie came out, she said no. She never said that. But one thing that was very clear, I am done with Heather Gay. When they brought up the whole rumor thing again, Heather acts as if Whitney never mentioned it in Arizona, that Angie H mentioned something about Lisa Barlow and the sex and these jazz tickets. All of a sudden, here's Heather saying, well, Whitney, you should have said that. Everybody freezes like, what? What? She did say that. Whitney said that so many times. And you know what? I don't know what's going on with Heather, but Heather is an outright liar with zero storyline, nothing to give. She sat there and acted as if Whitney never brought that up. She had never heard it. And then Lisa acted as if she was thankful to Whitney for stopping the rumors about her and these jazz tickets. I still don't get it, because Whitney is the one who struck the match. Yes, Meredith was running her daggone mouth and she should not have been, which she tried to say that it was all shown out of context. She really does care about Lisa and she was worried about her. I said, Meredith, stop telling us lies. Go back to disengaging. I don't want to hear from you no more. But anyway, it was Whitney who razzled dazzled these rumors, and she kept telling each person. And for some reason, Lisa is Team Whitney, and I think that's because she just needs a friend.
If that had happened when you came and told me all this in Arizona, why didn't you say, remember, this is the joke that Angie made?
I think she did say that.
I'm so glad she came in and stopped it, because if Whitney didn't come in that night...
She started it.
No,
I seemed to insinuate that Meredith had a pill problem.
it wasn't about that. Jen had said that when we were in Zion's. She told me that you two were both ketamine or something, and that's why I said it. And it was, maybe it's a bitchy thing to say, but I mean, that's what I was told.
It is a bitchy thing to say.
Calling someone a pill popper is kind of goes beyond being a bitchy thing.
That's
it's actually an accusation.
Pretty vile.
I mean,
Well, ketamine and shrooms, because I didn't know what ketamine was. I had to Google it.
She said that you...
The veterinarian drug?
yes.
Special K.
Yes.
She knows what Special K is.
Everyone does.
No, I wasn't. That's a lie.
No, it isn't. Well, you don't tell the truth all the time, so I wouldn't expect you to now. And I think the thing that hurt me most is when you brought John into it.
Don't talk to my get my face, okay? Don't get in my motherfucking face. If you get my face, I can get right back to you.
Do it, honey.
Do you like to bark? I bite. Okay?
Right, honey, bite.
Bitch, you don't want to catch no motherfucking cases, okay? You're being indicted. And if I were you, I'd be real nice right now, especially if you want some money on your books.
Bitch, she doesn't even own a house. Like, I own multiple properties where her ass rents. And if I wanted to, I could buy the house that she's renting and evict her. Like, I don't know what the she's talking about.
Now, this whole thing about pill popping, Lisa tried it. She tried to act like, oh, it was just a little bitchy comment. And even Andy said, this was way bigger than just a little bitchy comment. Like, you accused these people of pill popping, and then she says that they were doing shrooms and Special K. And then Heather says, well, everybody knows what Special K is. But I would just like to say, for the record, I had no idea what Special K was until they got Jen on the phone. And she said it's some kind of animal medicine, a horse medicine, a veterinarian medicine, something. And I said, well, why is humans taking it? I don't do the drugs. Yeah, I don't. No, ma'am. I don't shrooms either. I do like a good mushroom soup. But yeah, that's ridiculous. I think that Lisa was lying, because Lisa said that Jen told her that when they was in Zion. But then when Meredith said she was going to get Jen on the phone, all of a sudden Lisa turns into the motor mouth. Oh, she said that. Oh, yes, she said that. Oh, Whitney heard her and this and this. And I said, well, girl, you protest too much. Calm the hell down. It's too much. And then she makes a point of saying that she doesn't understand why Meredith would believe Jen, because Jen's a liar and she's going to jail. And I said, well, for the same reason you believed her when she allegedly told you that Meredith and Heather do shrooms and the Special K. You believed Jen then. I'm over Lisa Barlow. We find out that Lisa Barlow has decided to release a Christmas album with 3 Christmas songs on it. I said, that's 3 too damn many songs. I'm just saying, who the hell is hearing this? Who is buying this? Oh, man, maybe I need to sing something. I don't know. Are y'all buying it if I sing something? I'm going to sing something. I don't know what, but daggone it. So, the Dana moment. I mean, I didn't know she was telling Jen off like this in front of the coach. I said, oh, gosh, not in front of coach. Yeah, that was a bit much. It looked a little rehearsed. You know what I mean? It looked as if Dana had decided that she needed to turn things up a notch so she can get the snowflake. So she was at home in the mirror practicing. If you want money on your books, you know what I mean? She was practicing. It was decent. You know what I mean? I just don't know if I would act a fool like that out in public, in front of my husband, in front of her husband. You know, everybody was watching. And I do think that Dana actually was lucky. She was lucky that Coach Shaw was there, because I think that Jen would have lunged for her and it could have been dangerous. I think that Jen would have definitely went in for Dana if the coach wasn't there. I also didn't like that at some point in the show, they did try to act as if the coach could have possibly had something to do with Jen and her fraudulent situation. And I just don't think that was fair to throw that man under the bus like that. Don't make these allegations about this man when you have no proof. You know what I mean? They didn't even say allegedly. None of that. I don't think that was a good idea.
Did you tell Whitney and Heather that Lisa slept with a rich friend for Utah Jazz tickets?
Absolutely not. You said to me, do you think there's something going on there? And I said, I've always wondered. And I have.
Okay.
I saw it play back. I saw the humor in it.
Really? Where, Heather? Where?
She said on the show it was
It's a fun bitch move when I watched it back. That's it.
Angie K actually equated Jen not paying her back for the party to her conning people out of money. Heather and Meredith, what's your response to that?
Below the belt.
I mean, you should work in a cubicle. You apparently have zero people skills.
No, I don't work in a cubicle, and my business is extraordinarily social. I have very good people skills, Angie. I haven't been the one trying to get on the show for 3 years.
Trying to get on the show? I'm from Salt Lake City, okay?
Very good.
I know people here. Jen was trying to expose Heather's business to me. She sent me all this information, calling you a lying bitch-ass hoe. 2 days later, I'm watching her with you and Meredith in the car doing the exact same thing to Lisa, and I was very triggered. I wanted to get the hell out of that car.
I blacked out. I don't know how it happened. I wish you had said that in the moment, because it caused so much damage. I think that, you know, an investigation was launched.
Why say that you knew what happened?
Because I was scared that they would rewrite the narrative.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Because it impacted people that were on production.
I have a lot of Mormon shame about drinking.
Get up and fuck off.
The way that you talked about it, it really seemed like you two got in an altercation.
Do you think Jen punched you in the eye?
You know, Heather coming out saying that she thought it was funny when Jen poured the champagne on Angie K. I said, here we go. Yet again, disliking Heather. I don't know if I have ever turned on a housewife as fast. And I remember liking Leah her first season on The Real Housewives of New York, but also thinking she was a little too much. And then her second season, I just didn't like her at all. I instantly just, who is this woman, and get her off my TV. I'm feeling like that with Heather. I could do without Heather. She is really doing too damn much. That is not funny, and that was not right. And then for her and Meredith to say that Angie K was hitting below the belt when she compared what Jen does to her to Jen's alleged crimes, which we know now are actual Jen's crimes. They thought that was below the belt. And I said, well, what? Oh, hell no. That was not below the belt. And all the things that you have said about Lisa, that wasn't below the belt. When you were talking about Jen, when you were in the tub and that cringeworthy scene, that wasn't below the belt. I just don't understand that. Get down in the comments, peeps. Was that too below the belt? I didn't think so. She had just poured champagne on the woman's head. I'd say whatever the hell I felt like, especially after I realized you also owe me $15,000. Kiss my ass. I can say what I want. That's just my opinion. So Angie telling Meredith that she's not a people person, so she should have a job in a cubicle. When she said that, I thought, do you know how many millions upon millions upon millions of people you have just insulted? First of all, for many, many years of my life, up until COVID, when we all got sent to work from home, I worked in a cubicle, and I am a damn good people person. Well, from time to time. Not all cubicle people should be judged by me. I'm just saying, there are a lot of nice, very social, upstanding people who work in cubicles. Damn it, Angie K. You have pissed us off. I'm just saying. And I would also like to bring out the fact that Angie acted as if she was so appalled that Jen was talking about Heather, but she didn't tell Heather. And then she was appalled when Jen, Heather, and Meredith were talking about Lisa, so much so that she couldn't wait to get off that Sprinter van. However, if you remember that episode, she was asking multiple questions. She wanted to know exactly what crowdfunding was. What is an SEC report? What could happen? How is Lisa's business doing? Oh, she wanted to know all the information. I didn't see her trying to stop the conversation. I didn't see her looking as if she was so uncomfortable she couldn't wait to jump off the Sprinter van. None of that. I'm just saying, Angie, you're looking like a fraud out here. And not really a good people person. I'm just saying. Meredith and Angie going back and forth. And Meredith told this woman she'd been begging to be on the show for the last 3 years. Honey, listen. Meredith leveled the shit out of Angie K. And her comeback with, she's from Salt Lake City. She knows people. Girl, bye. We don't give a damn. You're from Salt Lake. You know people you're a friend of. She's not from Salt Lake, but she's on the damn show. So just shut up and pipe down. All right, so this black eye situation. I am officially done with Heather. Officially done with this woman. You went from I know exactly what happened to I don't know what happened. You all know what happened to I don't know what happened. I was absolutely happy to see Lisa Barlow go in on Heather. Heather, I'm sick of the bullshit. The whole, I have Mormon shame and guilt for drinking, but you drink all the time, constantly. Bullshit. The whole thing, I blacked out. I don't know if Jen hit me. I don't think anybody hit me. The fact that they did a full-fledged investigation. The fact that you made it seem as if somebody had attacked you. All of that to me says that she knew exactly what happened and she absolutely loved the attention. She was soaking it up. She thought it was really cute and it shows that she had nothing else going for her. This whole thing was absolutely ridiculous. Lisa Barlow was pissed and I appreciate her giving all that energy to Heather. You could see that Andy was pissed off as well. You had those people on production under suspicion. It looked like Jen had whooped your ass. Like, this is just ridiculous. And something in me still thinks that Jen did this because Heather even admitted she would still cover for Jen. I don't know what kind of Kool-Aid Jen gave Heather, but Heather, dear God, I don't want any of this action season 4. If you can't come with a real storyline that has nothing to do with being Mormon, I don't want it. You know what? The Salt Lake City ratings are low as hell. And this is why. Come with something or I'm done. Anyway, peeps, we will see what happens on part 2. And I'm hoping that part 2 is the final. I don't want to be bothered with Salt Lake City anymore. Anyway, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.